Today, we're going to dive into a moment that's got tennis, Twitter, and the tennis world on fire. Diego Dodora Palomero, a 17-year-old German wildcard, defeated Denis Shapovalov in the first round of the BMW Open recently. Now, that sounds all good and well, but the controversy comes with his celebration. And if you watch it, it looks like he just won Roland Garros, despite the match ending in a retirement of Shapovalov due to illness. Was it classless, or was it just a kid living the biggest moment of his life? Today, I'm here with the hot take. Yes, it looked bad, but I think the kid could afford some slack. He got caught up in the moment, and honestly, he needs to learn from it. But he also deserves a little compassion. But let's unpack the moment and figure out where the line is between immaturity and disrespect. Let's rewind. It's the BMW Open in Munich. Diego Dodora Palomero, just 17 years old, ranked outside of the top 500, is playing in his first ever ATP main draw match after fighting through qualifiers, even beating players like Mackenzie McDonald. And his opponent, Denis Shapovalov, a former top 10 player, big lefty, big serve, and a big stage guy. Slam semifinalist, not someone you expect a teenager to beat at all. But midway through the second set, Shapovalov retires due to illness. He looked visibly sick. You could see it in his movement, his energy, his face, and had the physio come on to take his temperature. He wasn't injured, but he was clearly in no shape to finish that match. And after that handshake, Diego erupts, pumping his fists, roaring, laying down on the court, drawing a cross on the clay, and then laying on top of it as if it's some sort of biblical reference, I suppose. And the crowd kind of went crazy. And social media went even crazier. Almost immediately after the match, the criticism came in hot, with players calling it totally classless, disrespectful, he should be ashamed. And the main sentiment was, you don't celebrate like that when your opponent retires due to illness. In tennis, there's a slew of unspoken rules. And this is one of them. It's seen as poor sportsmanship to celebrate like this after a retirement. You're supposed to acknowledge the win, maybe a small fist pump, racket clap in the middle of the court, but you don't go full Novak down 2 sets comeback mode celebration, ripping your shirt off or something like that.
Grand Slam titulom I ovim što je uradio I što sada čini svrstao najveće svih vremena. Ovakvi napori, ova iscrpljujuća borba I sve što je uložio da bi doneo svima nama, pre svega sebi, svojem timu, porodici, ovakvu radost, to se ne zaboravlja, to ostaje zauvek, to će ga vinuti u neviđene sportske visine.
Especially not when the other guy is hunched over, clearly feeling like trash. And even I'll admit, watching the clip, it felt off. Like, man, read the room. But I wanted to look deeper. Diego actually did speak after the match, and I don't see a lot of people covering this, and I think his words give us huge insight into where his head was at. I just can't put it in words right now. I'm just so happy. On the outside, you are calm and everything, but it's a storm inside. You go over it in your mind. What happens if you win with the crowd and everything? What will happen around you? I don't think that's arrogance. It's adrenaline. It's a 17-year-old kid overwhelmed by the moment. And that gesture on court, drawing the cross in the clay and lying down on it, he did explain that too, but I still find that pretty strange. He said, "I'm quite religious. It was a gesture of gratitude." Again, I don't think it's mockery or disrespect, obviously. And it's more so just a kid reacting in a raw, unfiltered, emotional way. Was it over the top? I mean, absolutely. But was it malicious? I don't think so. Now, here's something a lot of the fans and even other players are overlooking. And I think a lot of the older players may not even remember this themselves. But I'd say the majority of these young players, especially those raised in the intense academy system, are hyper-focused on tennis almost from the time they can walk. We're talking 6, 7, 8 years old, training like pros, traveling, missing normal childhood milestones. A lot of the time, we don't think that that comes with consequences. Many of them struggle socially. They're not out making friends, going to school dances, learning nuance and empathy the way most teens do. They're on a court every day chasing one goal. So when that goal finally arrives, when a kid like Diego pulls off the biggest win of his life in front of a home crowd on the biggest stage he's ever been on, of course he loses it. I don't even think it's immaturity. I think it's emotional payoff after years of sacrifice. And for some of these kids, it's the only kind of emotional expression they know. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't excuse the bad behavior, but it does explain it. This is a human side of tennis that we forget when we treat these players like pros before they're even adult. Now, with all that said, I'm not letting Diego off the hook. He has to learn from this. Tennis is a sport built on respect for the opponent, for the game, and for the moment. And celebrating a retirement, even if you didn't mean it disrespectfully, looks really bad. Especially to your peers, especially to the media, and especially to fans. He needs someone in his camp to sit him down and go, hey, buddy, you earned that win, but how you handled the moment, that wasn't it, and it needs to change. Because if he keeps reacting like this, the narrative will shift from excited kid to arrogant punk. And once that label sticks, it's hard to shake. But right now, it's a teachable moment, and I don't think it's going to be a career-defining controversy. So here's my verdict. Yes, Diego Teodoro Palomero's celebration was excessive. And yes, it came across as tone-deaf, especially considering Chapo was sick and didn't finish the match. But there's a few things we've got to remember. Number one, he's 17 years old. Number two, he just made ATP history as the first player born in 2008 to win a tour-level match. Number three, he wasn't gloating. He was overwhelmed. And number four, his on-court gesture was spiritual, not spiteful. Let's not throw him under the bus for one mistake, especially when it comes from emotion, not ego. Now, if this becomes a pattern, yes, of course, we call it out. But if this is a one-off and he learns, grows, and shows better composure going forward, then we'll look back on this moment as a growing pain, not a red flag. At the end of the day, tennis isn't just about forehands and rankings. It's about character and how a 17-year-old handles both success and criticism. That's where the real growth happens. So Diego, enjoy your win, soak it in, but learn the lesson. Because the next time you win like that, we want to see celebration and class. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button if you believe in second chances. Hit subscribe if you think emotion and respect can coexist on the court, and tell me in the comments, what do you think? Was Diego out of line or just lost in the moment? See you next time.